Hi folks, welcome back to another Baggins International video, and today we're going a little bit off-piste and looking at Destiny. As those of you who follow the channel know and have been mostly watching, we predominantly have focused narrated videos on GTA 5, but myself and Mr. Blue have spent a vast amount of time tinkering around in Destiny recently. I'm not saying, oh goodness, there's a chap poking his nozzle right up your rear end isn't best. That's quite disconcerting. Anyway, as I was saying, we've spent quite a lot of our time tinkering. Oh, it's a bad crash. Tinkering around on Destiny recently. I'm not saying I'm a particularly high level. I'm certainly not. But Mr. Blue has exceeded himself. Near 300 light, level 40. So those of you who've played the game know that's reasonably good. Not that level. Anyway, so I'm just showing you an early mission. Due to some cock-up with the ship woman in the tower, I've had to start this storyline again in order to continue through on a sort of linear path. Apparently she didn't think she'd given me the ship, but I had it, which was causing some, problematic situation. Anyway, for those who don't know the game, what you've seen thus far has probably been mighty confusing. So there's a little... we're basically the premise of the game, probably best to look it up, I'm not going to go into it at this stage. But I'm just taking you through a mission, a bit of gameplay, so you can see what's what. The little floaty thing in my hand is called a ghost, and you can call upon that to give you a little jet bike hoverboard thing, a little bit like a pod racer. And as you go through the mission, the ghost prattles on, telling you bits and pieces of information that you may or may not need, but it tends to be pretty useful. So a couple of weapons that I've got here at the moment. I've got a sidearm, which is like a semi-automatic pistol, not particularly powerful, but it's quite good fun, and quite sort of light to use, quite nice, and an auto rifle, which is the slightly larger gun. I've lobbed a grenade there in panic just at the enemies. The enemies themselves, you've got, the technical names are showing above them, but they're the sort of runny around strong ones. Then you've got the wily, sneaky ones there. You've got to keep a close eye on them. And basically, anywhere on this game, it seems to be that anywhere that's shiny on an enemy is basically where you want to shoot it or stab it in the face with a knife. They seem to be the key options. Where you don't have a particularly shiny patch like those guys, it doesn't seem to matter too much. Just shoot them a lot. It seems to be the key. Now, I do quite like the knife on this game, and that grenade is quite spectacular. So you get that. Now, I've been supercharged, which. Well, it is roughly as exciting as it sounds. Basically, you can now press both buffer buttons in and get a huge golden gun from the sky. How that gets through the ceiling is not really sure, but it is a sort of futuristic game, so I'm not going to go into that in too much detail. Perhaps you could argue you should only be able to get it outside. Anyway, so there we go. We've got our little hover bike. Very difficult to ride. At the best of times, sort of slides around a bit, but I guess that's hovering for you. It doesn't really apply to physics. Now, these two different enemies there don't particularly like each other due to some sort of tiff in a storyline that I didn't really listen to. But that's why they're fighting each other. Now, I appear to have got right into the middle of this, and I'm supposed to be collecting fallen ghosts, or those things that have died from previous Guardians. Now I'm completely confused as to where I'm supposed to be. Normally you get the little ghost thing out and gives you some direction. Now, it did take me a little while to work out that I needed to be at the indicated mark on my screen there, but I didn't really think that through. Not in enough detail anyway. I was just getting lost going down here. And then a little bit confused in the dark. So anyway, I sort of realised that wasn't where I was supposed to be. So decided I would head back out and perhaps pick up the thing that's been flashing on my screen all this time. As you can see, when you get the little ghost chap out on your hand there, it does also show you any sort of tracked bounties or missions that do assist you in levelling up. Now, I know Destiny's been around for a while, so I imagine a lot of people have played it, and obviously with the updates it's had quite a lot of additional publicity recently, the likes of the Fallen King and some of the other ones, whatever they're called. But for those that haven't played, it's quite similar sort of dynamics to your Call of Duty stroke Halo. It's made by Bungie, who did the early Halo games, so quite familiar to sort of seasoned gamers. And it's very nice, very fluid, and the scenery is absolutely wonderful. When you're in the height of the game, you can't really take the time to appreciate it, but hopefully on this video it allows you to do so. Now, my character has got a sort of ability where you can jump more than once. Let's call it multi-jumping, essentially, because that's what it is. So basically I can tap X a couple of times and not just jump once, but jump twice, and then an additional time there. Now those are the different aliens that were fighting the other aliens, and they're even more sneaky. And as I say, they all have technical names, but I'm not one for technicalities. So the sneaky aliens, those new ones, are particularly prevalent in the dark areas, where they sneak up on you from behind and try and kill you. But so pretty quick with a knife, you can usually get them out of the way, or a well-placed grenade works. Anyway, so I don't really know what the hell I was playing at here. Oh, there's another one of those things I was collecting. So I'll just finish these chaps off. And I think, there's another one over there, so we'll go and get that, and I think we can actually move on, which is nice. Now, that little green ball that chap's dropped, they're quite important. So you can see that I've picked up a weapon there, so that's an engram. Now, the premise of those is throughout the game you pick up these, what are they? Balls, sort of balls of light that are in different colours, and the different colours denote, that's a bad crash, denote how, what class of pickup item it is. Some of them are automatically decrypted, as that one was, and it turns out to be a gun, and that's added to your inventory straight away. Other ones are encrypted, so they're the encrypted engrams that you pick up. May get one later on, possibly in this respawn restricted area. And those particular ones you have to go and speak to a chap at the tower, or at the other sort of main base area, who can work his magic and decode them, and then you get the item from there. Anyway, so we're heading through this level, some sort of mission that we need to do. I think we're going to look for an array, by which I mean satellite array, but hopefully we'll come across that shortly. We'll just fight our way through these various areas. Now, I'm getting quite familiar with this handgun idea, or sidearm as they like to call it, but there's no substitute for the auto rifle, which can lay down some heavy damage. Now, most of the weapons at this level are upgradable, so this one has got special bullets that bounce off things and allegedly cause additional damage in sort of confined areas. There's a captain there. Look, that's one of the larger ones. You also get wizards, which are floaty, and then a myriad of larger, more technical monsters and whatnot that you ultimately kill as you go through the story. I must say, it is very good as a game, and it's even more fun playing with friends. So you can have up to 3 people on a fire team any one time, and most of the missions are multiplayer compatible, which is good. Now, I still haven't used this supercharged malarkey, which I'll hopefully get onto shortly. But that chap's dropped another shiny green ball there. Again, that was... and now, these ones, they're quite interesting because they're stealth, so they pop up out of sort of ether, and then try and slash you in the face with their knives. Just finish this captain off. And yes, so as I was saying, that green ball earlier on was also just straight to inventory, but I'm sure we'll find an encrypted engram. I'm sure we'll have a look at that. Anyway, so I thought we played so much of this. Oh, that's a rocket launcher. Very handy, very handy. I've played so much of this recently that I thought it was worth putting a video together and see what the reaction was like. Do let me know. We can just stick to GTA on the channel, but I thought a bit of branching out wouldn't hurt anyone. Anyway, so the Ghost was being deployed at the computer, which seems to be his favourite place, and it's caused all sorts of issues by opening this array, and these spaceships are coming along. And when spaceships come along, the likelihood is that it's going to drop aliens or bad guys out of it. And on this occasion, that's pretty much business as usual. Oh, except it is shooting us with purple swirlies. Now that is different. You don't always get shot with the purple swirlies. Sometimes it's a red laser. Difficult to say, but the purple swirlies certainly hurt quite a lot. Anyway, so those guys were dispatched with the grenade and auto rifle option. Having been shot with the purple swirlies, I've decided to hide a little bit behind this wall to try and avoid that, but they are deploying the aliens, so it's sort of a mix between getting hit with the ship's cannons, or the purple swirlies, and being able to finish off these guys before they get in and knacker the Ghost. You know, I mean, pretty fragile. You pour orange juice on it like a computer. Ooh, that is a big one. Those knights are bigger than the captains, but you know, those fragile. The Ghosts are very fragile. You know, and I don't think in this day and age you've got any gadget insurance available. Probably collapsed with the end of Earth. Perhaps that's part of the cause. Anyway, difficult to say. It's not detailed in the story, it's just pure circumspect. Anyway, so now I've got the rocket launcher. That is potentially overkill on those guys, because they're not particularly difficult to kill, and now I've used all my rockets. I am regretting that. I suddenly realised I probably should have kept those, because the general way this works is kill a lot of lower level aliens, and then a big alien comes along with a yellow bar. So in this occasion it's a Hallowed Knight. I've got my supercharged weapon, but I have wasted that just shooting into his shield, which turned out to be much stronger than I had first anticipated. So that leaves us with one option, and that's just finish him off. Again, shooting him in his shiny parts. No euphemism intended. It turns out that grenades finally finished him off, and I think that's the end of that. The Ghost's now going to prattle on about this and that, and that'll prefix us into our next mission. Do a bit of jumping there, but yeah, we see we didn't get an encrypted engram this time around. Anyway, so the mission ends, and then there's a bit of a countdown, 25-30 seconds, where you can pick up your stuff and gather as much ammo as you can. But I'm going to leave it there. This is the end of this video. I've been Baggins, and you've been playing Destiny with me. I hope you've enjoyed this one, and check the YouTube channel for a myriad of additional videos, mostly GTA, but a few other bits and pieces there as well. And I'll leave you with that. So thanks a lot for watching, and good night.